Hello and welcome to CVAT Academy, your go-to training hub for mastering data annotation with CVAT. In this video, we'll take a look at Polygon annotation in a sample task. We'll walk through the three main labeling methods, compare their speed and quality, and cover some common mistakes to avoid. Let's get started.
Let's review the instruction. Open it by clicking the Guide button. In this project, we will annotate three classes: hand, sleeve, background. Now about the requirements. First, the polygon must be accurate. This means that the boundaries must precisely match the object being annotated. For example, if you are annotating a hand, the polygon must not include sleeves or background. Polygons must not overlap. This is important. If you are annotating a hand, the sleeve polygon must not overlap with the hand's area. Every pixel in the image must belong to only one class. And one more thing, the image must be fully annotated. There should be no unannotated or empty areas. Everything that is not a hand or sleeve should be annotated as the background. Below is an example of an annotation. Now, let's go into more detail about each class. When annotating hands, follow the contours of the skin. Exclude sleeves and background. When annotating sleeves, annotate only the visible part. Avoid overlapping the polygon with the hand or background. The background includes everything that does not belong to hands or sleeves. It is also important that it does not overlap with other classes. What mistakes should you avoid? Do not allow overlapping between polygons. For example, the sleeve must not overlap the hand. Do not include background in the polygons for hands or sleeves. Do not leave empty areas on the image. Everything must be annotated. Let's close the instruction and start annotating the image. We will explore several annotation methods and compare them in terms of accuracy and speed. Let's begin with annotation without additional functions. We'll start a timer to record how much time this method takes. Begin with the Polygon tool, activate it, select the appropriate label. Begin annotating the sleeve. As mentioned in the instruction, the polygon must be as accurate as possible, avoiding inclusion of neighboring objects. Notice that the more points you add, the more time it takes to annotate. Strive for an optimal balance. Use the lines between points as a guide to determine the maximum distance between points without losing precision. The fewer points in a polygon, the faster you will finish the annotation while maintaining quality. The main annotation process for the sleeve is repetitive, so we'll speed up the video to save time. We have completed the sleeve annotation. To keep it out of the way, let's hide it by enabling the hidden property. Now let's move on to annotating the hand. Follow the same principles as with the sleeve. Finish the annotation. Hide this polygon as well, and move on to the background. At this point, you may have noticed an issue. We are outlining the shared boundaries of objects multiple times, which significantly increases the annotation time. Check the result. Disable the hidden property and observe that the boundaries between polygons differ slightly. This is normal because it's challenging to annotate the same object in the exact same way multiple times. However, this results in overlapping polygons and unannotated areas. Let's make the objects more visible. Set opacity to maximum. Now, the unannotated areas between polygons are clearly visible. To highlight them further, enable the Show Bitmap function. White areas represent annotated pixels while black areas indicate gaps. Although the annotation was precise, it does not meet the requirements due to overlapping polygons and unannotated pixels. Let's fix the annotation. Start by editing the sleeve polygon. Select the previous point, hold Shift, and activate the automatic bordering function. Use the points of the neighboring polygon to create a new boundary. To finish, select the nearest point of the polygon being edited. If intelligent polygon cropping is enabled, it is better to disable it in cases like this, as it may save the undesired part. Let's repeat the process after disabling it to achieve the desired result. Now let's correct the background border by hand points. Selecting the first hand points at the beginning and the last point on the other side of the hand. Since there are 2 points in one place, the background point and the sleeve point, to leave only one point, in this case for the background so that we can finish editing, let's turn off automatic bordering. Now the result meets the requirements, no overlaps or unannotated areas. Let's consider the second method, using automatic bordering. Start by annotating the background. This will be the largest polygon, forming the base for other objects. Outline the other objects along their contours. After finishing the background, move on to the sleeve. Activate automatic bordering and use the points of the background to annotate the shared boundary. Annotate the remaining part of the sleeve manually. For the hand, which is already surrounded by annotated polygons, use automatic bordering to quickly complete the annotation. Check the result and stop the timer. The annotation is accurate and the time required was reduced. The third method, using the slice function. First, annotate the entire image as the background. Then cut out the objects. Activate the slice function by pressing Alt+J and start cutting out an object. We have split one polygon into two. Both currently have the label background, so let's change the label of the second one to sleeve. Next, cut out another part of the large polygon and change the label to hand. Compare the time taken. Among the three methods, the second and third are the most optimal for such tasks. However, the slice method is the fastest, as it requires the fewest operations. That's it. Practice and use the method that best suits your tasks.